Good afternoon, everybody. This is Hector. I'm going to be doing a Zoom demo on how to use Zoom for tutoring services. We're all kind of in a weird position right now because of this online format thing, but we're all trying to figure out how we're going to do our business, and I think that Zoom might be a good solution for tutoring services. It's a pretty easy application to learn how to use. It's got a lot of cool little features, so yeah, let's just get into it. So we're going to provide you guys with this online tutoring guide. It's just a step-by-step process on how to use Zoom, everything that you kind of need to know. But in this video, I'm going to be going into a little more detail than what's covered in here. So first things first, you're going to want to go to the Zoom website, zoom.us, and you're going to go ahead and sign up for an account. It's free. So you enter your email address, you create a password, and then you sign up, and it should automatically download the Zoom application onto your computer. And from there, I know I'm on Mac OS and it might be a little different from Microsoft, but I think things for the most part are the same, and you should be able to navigate your way around. So yeah, let's just keep going. We've got the Home tab, Chat tab, Meetings tab, and Contacts tab. We're going to want to focus on the Meetings tab because we're going to want to schedule a new meeting. And if you click on the little plus button right here, that's exactly what it'll take you to do. It'll prompt you with this display, and this is basically all the settings, all the basic settings that you need before the meeting starts. So we're going to go ahead and schedule or make a topic name. So I'll call this the Zoom demo meeting. You can set the date and time of the meeting. You can actually go months ahead if you really want to. But for today, I'm just going to stick to the March 18th. We'll start it at 12:30 to 1. Zoom, if you don't have a paid account, it only allows you to have 40-minute sessions. And after that, the session ends. So if you want to have more than that, then you need to have a paid account, which will allow you to have unlimited sessions. Yeah, meeting ID, you're going to want that to be generate automatically because we all have personal IDs. Everyone that creates an account has a personal meeting ID, but we want to keep these confidential so that things stay safe. We're not breaking any rules. So generate automatically, this will create a new ID. Password, you can require a meeting password for your students, but I would recommend that you turn this off just so that students have easiest access to the meeting. If you turn it on because you want things to be a little more confidential, then you can just make sure that you go ahead and share this with your students so that they get in, because they won't be able to get in without that. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. For video, you're going to want host to be on. This will give you host privileges and make sure that you maintain control of the session. You're going to want participants to be on so that people can participate, obviously. For audio, telephone and computer audio is perfect. For calendar, this is kind of a cool little feature. You can choose the calendar that you use the most, and whenever you go ahead and schedule the meeting, it will automatically put the meeting into your calendar so you don't forget. In advanced options, we have enable waiting room, enable join before host, mute participants on entry, and automatically record meeting on the local computer. So for enable waiting room and enable join before host, this will allow students to be in the session beforehand, before you even join the session, which you can enable or disable, whatever you prefer. I would suggest that you mute participants on entry, depending on the session. If you have a bunch of students coming in, then it could be disruptive if they all of a sudden join in the middle of your lecture and they just start talking. So muting participants on entry is advised. So we're going to go ahead and schedule this meeting. It's going to open up the tab just so that it can use my calendar. I'm going to click X on that just because I don't need to do that right now. And now we have this. We have this Zoom demo meeting. It starts in 6 minutes. This is the important thing right here, the meeting ID. So this is what you're going to want to share with your professors or with your students. so that the students can have access to your meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that and paste it in the chat that I need to send it to. And I'm going to go ahead and start this meeting. So whenever you start a meeting, it's going to prompt you with this. Hello, how are you guys doing? And it's going to prompt you with a join audio tab. You can go ahead and join with your computer audio, and that way people can hear you and you can hear people. So this is going to be an important tab, manage participants. This is how you're going to admit people into the session, and also how you're going to be able to mute everybody all at once, unmute everyone all at once, or individually. And you can also turn off their video and such. So we're going to admit Angelica in 1 second. I want to show one feature beforehand. So you may need to record the session just so that you have something recorded, and you have proof of the session, and students can go back to the session anytime they need to. If you want to do that, then you can press record down here, and it'll actually automatically start recording. You can pause the recording, you can stop the recording, and once you stop it, it'll ask you if or how you want to go about saving it. So I'm going to go ahead and admit everybody that is trying to get in. We got Angelica, we've got Elena, we've got Shreya, and we've got Esther. And since I enabled the mute upon entry, they should all be muted as soon as they get in. Angelica is still connecting to audio, so it hasn't done it yet. But there's this other tab, the chat tab. It's going to be pretty important. Since you're going to have a lot of people in the chat or in the session all at once, you're going to want to keep things as organized as possible. So if you have, say you're going through a lecture and students have a question, if everyone was unmuted, they might go ahead and ask the question all at once, and people aren't going to be able to hear each other. It's just going to be a mess. So we recommend that we ask students to ask questions in the chat. So if they have a question, they can go ahead and type in, I have a question in the chat. Or there's actually a feature where they can raise their hand. One of these people can show you. If you guys could ask a question. Elena has a question. So we're going to go ahead and unmute her, and we're going to give her the floor. Hey Elena, how are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
Pretty good. So you have a question?
Yes, I do. I have a question about the HCDE data file.
Okay. Let's see it.
I'm going to share screen.
So the students have an option to share the screen with everybody so that they can see exactly what's going on. It's kind of a cool feature. But okay, keep going. What's your question?
I'm trying to filter the award for just honorable mention.
Filter the awards for just honorable mention? So you're gonna have to make the data set into a table first. Do you know how to do that? So you're gonna want to select all your data by A1. There's that little triangle. Yeah, that'll select all your data, and then insert table. So from there, now you're able to sort and filter columns. So if you go to the G column, the award column, press on the little caret, and you can go ahead and filter that way.
Cool.
All right. Is that all you really needed?
Yeah, thank you.
Of course. So she's going to go ahead and stop sharing her screen, or I could have taken it away from her through the options right there, and I'll go ahead and lower her hand since she finished asking her question, and I'm going to mute her as well. So that now I can start teaching again, and things will be back to normal. So let's say for some reason I had to share my screen with a student so that I could share an example. There you have options to choose different desktops, to choose different applications. There's also this whiteboard feature that I'll show you guys in a little bit, but I'll just stick with desktop 2 for now. That's what I'm going to share with the students. So let's say I was telling them how to create a new meeting as well. Then I would go ahead and do exactly what I was telling you guys earlier about the passwords and the personal meeting ID and the date and time. And this is actually the feature that I wanted to show you guys. Students have the option to draw and annotate on your screen. It could be useful if they're wanting to point out something on your screen while you're talking, but it could also be disruptive, as you can see. I don't know what this drawing is exactly, but I'm going to show you guys how to get rid of that. So if you go up here to the top, hover over the green ID, then you're prompted with these options. In the More tab, you have Disable Attendee Annotations. If you disable that, then nobody will be able to annotate on your screen anymore. And you can go back and go to annotate, and you can clear all the drawings that were placed on the session. So that is useful because you don't want to be stuck stuck with a bunch of drawings on your screen. This is another thing. Students might ask if they could have remote control of your screen. This will give them remote control of your screen, so they'll be able to access your computer from their end, which you want to decline every time because, I mean, just think about where that could lead you. It could end up getting messy, or you might lose control of your computer or something. I don't know. You don't want to put yourself in that position. So we're going to go ahead and decline that, and we're going to stop sharing. We're going to stop sharing our screen. So now we're still in this video chat. What other features? There's the mute feature and stop video feature, but since we're going to be doing the tutoring, you're not going to really mute yourself or stop your video at any time. I think that's about it. I can go ahead and unmute everybody. Is that it, everybody? I think that's it.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't show you guys the whiteboard feature. That's what it was. So, I'm going to mute everybody again. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to show you. If you mute everybody, you can allow participants to unmute themselves, or you can not allow it. So, if you don't allow it, then once you mute them, they have to request access to speak again, or you're the only one that can go ahead and unmute them. But if you allow it, then they can unmute themselves and they can go in and out if they want. So if you want the session to be more of a conversation, then you would obviously let people come in and out as they please. But if it's a larger group, then you need to maintain control. Oh yeah, okay. So if you go into share screen, and you go into whiteboard, let's say you had to draw on a screen or something, or sharing is paused, hold up. So if you needed to draw something out, instead of having to point your camera at a piece of paper or something like that, then you can go ahead and write down on this whiteboard, and the students will be able to see exactly what you're writing. There's little stamps. Yeah, it could be useful. I know it could be useful in a lot of different applications, so I just wanted to share that with you guys. You can clear it this way, and I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing that with everybody, but for the most part, I think that is about all the features that we have to show you. If you want, you can have gallery view right here, so you can see everybody all at once, or you could have speaker view. So I think that just about covers everything that we needed to talk about in order for you guys to run your own tutoring sessions. So Zoom, it's not too hard of an application to learn how to use. It's got a lot of cool little features. I hope you guys can take advantage of them. And yeah, we're going to get past the situation that we're in right now. So if you have any questions about Zoom, just feel free to ask, and we'll get back to you. And yeah, go Cougs. Whose house? All right, everybody. We're gonna end this, and yeah, goodbye.
They say, wash your hands.
Yeah.